Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, text, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, coming to you from sunny California. Jim, are you with us this morning? Okay, well, I'm sure Jim is having some technical difficulties, and he will be with us shortly. I'm Reatha Gray, and I'm just happy to be here this morning. There is so much stuff going on in the world today. Heaven only knows how any of it's going to turn out. But we know that God is in control and everything's going to be all right. That's my
right.
message to everyone today. Everybody's going to be all right. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Reatha. How are you this morning? And I like what you're saying. It's on a positive note. And things work out, you know. Things have a way of working out. We weathered the storms, and things are wrapping up, and we're ready to go into a new year with the holidays coming up, and it's exciting, you know. I mean, so much
true.
stuff.
Well, it's time for our hot topics.
And it's hot topic time.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic. Well, my hot topic has been the elections for several weeks now, and this is going to be hopefully my last hot topic of the elections. They are still counting votes. They have declared a winner. The networks have declared a winner, but the final tally isn't in. President Trump is litigating the results, and if there was any tampering, it's just going to be drug out for a little while. But as I was saying earlier, everything's going to be all right. With this country, for over 200 years, have had peaceful transfer of power, and I'm sure that no matter how it turns out, it will be a peaceful transfer of power either to a new president or a second term for the old president. But whatever it is, we all have to stay calm, cool, and collected. It's going to be okay. America has made it through worse storms than this. We've gone through wars and rumors of wars, and this is actually all going to turn out one way because, like I was saying, God's in control no matter what it looks like. So I just want to encourage everyone, don't be upset. Everyone I talk to is on edge, including myself. We have to pull ourselves back from the edge and just recognize it's going to work out. And COVID's eventually going to go away. And if we just stay calm and collected, our minds will stay sound. I'm worried about everybody's minds. I think we're all collectively losing our minds. But we don't have to. We can just stay calm. Matter of fact, our guest is going to have some good information, I think, in helping us to just calm down. So that's my hot topic for this morning. Jim, what's yours?
Well, the big one, the big election is over. People are, it's been such a traumatic event for everybody as far as listening to it on the news because, they hit each other with negative stuff. But now the big question is, where is it all at? Are the votes legitimate? Has something come in that is causing questions? Well, we got investigators out there checking the votes because I believe both parties that's what they want. They want to find who really won, who the voters were really voting for, and any corrections that need to be made, they'll make them, and we move on. Many are, they've been worried of all this. They say it's caused a lot of stress. So that, along with the pandemic and, all the variables, staying home and not running their businesses. It causes stress. Shares of United Airlines Holdings, Inc. added to gains Monday after the airline said it is expected the week of November 23rd to be one of its busiest, which is a good thing because Southwest Airlines, for I believe it's the first time, had a layoff. So, you know, in the overall picture, there's layoffs, there's unemployment, but a lot of people are finding their way back into jobs, and if the jobs aren't there, they're finding other jobs. And new jobs are opening. You know, when a door closes, another one opens. Housing stocks see a split reaction on the coronavirus vaccine news as mortgage rates jump today. And, you know, you always hear the term after the election's mortgage rate. Well, now it's affected with the vaccine. 30-year fixed is in the category still at record lows overall, but it's about 3.11. And if you're in the low threes, like I said, 40 years ago, I had 9% and I was happy. So it's still a good time to refinance, especially for you younger folks that are buying in, because I don't know if we'll ever see these rates again. President Trump shares Pfizer's account of 90% effective vaccine in a clinical trial. Markets surged with the Dow to 1,100 points, which is a good thing. Taco Bell hosting hiring parties with 400 restaurants. So there's another little good sign. Tropical storm Ida soaks South Florida. And Alex Trebek, we remember Alex Trebek, and got you thinking, trying to answer those questions. A lot of us didn't know the answers. Two passed away at 80, battle with cancer. And with that, Reatha, I think it's time to move into commercial and our guest coming on today, which I think you'll find very interesting.
Absolutely.
EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the event, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
Looking to take the next step? Join the EasyWay Network and become part of our EasyWay family. Host your own TV show. Accelerate your viewership, as you will be seen on platforms such as Roku, Amazon, Apple. Brand yourself and affiliate yourself with celebrities, artists, influencers, and power players. For more information on how to start your own show, channel, or network, go to easywaypromotions.com. To stay updated on all our upcoming events, text EasyWay to 55678. Three great influencers have joined forces to create a space for you to be the expert, get credibility, and be a best-selling author. Get acquainted with the EasyWay Wall of Famers and reach a celebrity status with EasyWay Publishing, powered by NLCP. Get seen on the cover with EasyWay Wall of Fame celebrity influencers. Get the credibility you deserve by being a published author. Best-selling status guaranteed. Increase your credibility, maximize your presence affordably and effectively. Enjoy your new life with EasyWay Publishing.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, Reatha, we have a very interesting guest on today, and I don't say that lightly. Nate Zeleznick. Zeleznick. Now, let's see if I got that right. He can correct me on that one. Basically, Nate is a born leader. 20 years experience in the martial arts, 30 years experience in energy work and mediation practices. Nate is a proven, well, he's total, his bio is very impressive. He's proven his ability to basically build relationships and maintain partnerships with key clients. Now, that's an important little factor in business. Key clients and vendors, increasing productivity, which is what makes the world turn, and expanding profit channels. Mr. Zeleznick has also been in charge of management, accounting, finance, graphic design, and Vibravision research and development. He's also been in charge of school operations. He serves as the CEO and senior instructor of MPUSA. Nate, in 2016, also founded Vibravision Foundation and the Vibravision LLC with his brother. so there's so much. He has also. Well, we're going to bring him on because Nate is a very impressive individual, and the intro and the bio just goes on and on. I want to bring him on so he can clarify the pronunciation of his last name, because I know I probably got it wrong. Nate, you on with us?
I am here. Yes, thank you very much.
Hi,
Nate.
Nate.
It's pronounced Zeleznick. Yeah,
Zeleznick. There you go. See?
Big
so,
Russian
Nate, this
name,
is
yeah.
This is Reatha Gray. Reatha, this is Nate.
All right,
Good
Reatha,
morning,
great
Nate.
to meet you. Thank you. Good to meet you as well.
Now,
All
Nate,
right.
I don't know if you remember Betty White. Do you remember Betty White, the actress?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, Reatha is Betty White's co-star from Off Their Rockers. So
nice.
Reatha is
Wonderful.
famous in her own right.
Reatha, all right. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. So, Nate, you sound like the guy that wants to get things done. So the first question I'd give to you is, what does Nate Zeleznick do in his spare time?
Okay.
Doesn't sound like that exists.
Well, it does. It does. I do make sure to time block out at least 5 minutes a year so that I can go ahead. I fly fish. That's one of the things that I love to do. I fly fish anywhere that I possibly can, but I also love skydiving, paragliding, power paragliding, scuba diving. If there's adrenaline involved, but also a measure of safety, I'm probably there. I'm getting old enough that I'm not going to go do crazy skateboard tricks, but yeah, I just like the outdoors. I love the outdoors.
Nate, I'll tell you what.
Nature.
You're on the line with somebody that I think you two would get along really well, because this is Reatha's line, skydiving and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Surfing
I've never actually gone skydiving, but I parasail, jet ski, love the water. I don't fly fish, but I deep sea fish.
See? Told you.
Fantastic. I am all about it. If I had an ocean here in Utah, I would be doing that all the time too.
Oh, my.
Well, but, Nate, it's important because you have such an impressive resume with the accounting, the management, the finance, the martial arts, and just business, starting the business, so on and so forth. But it is, Nate, very important from what you've observed, is maintaining that time off. Like I was kidding in the beginning with my first question to you, but that is very important, isn't it? Taking that break once in a while.
We spend so much of us spend our time being a human being a human doing instead of a human being. That we're always in a state of action. But one of the most important things that a human can do is take the moments that are most important in our life to sit down and be quiet and listen to ourselves. Now, what you were talking about as far as my accolades or my acumen, all of that is actually secondary to what the most important mission that I am here to give in my life, what I'm here to do in my life, which is what we call Vibravision, which that is, in a nutshell, we help people develop bona fide, scientifically verified superpower. We turn people into Jedis in a reproducible way that my brother Mike and I brought an ancient method of meditation and breath work and martial arts from Indonesia, from one of the royal families that they have been using for centuries, and they even use this technique with their special forces to be able to see without eyesight. And now what we're doing here is we're bringing it here to America for the benefit of the blind community, as well as the sighted community and people who want to really get in touch with themselves, be able to sense all the things that are around them, have intuition that they can truly trust, be able to downregulate their stress hormones, and truly just become more in touch with who they are.
Nate,
this is truly the time that we need this, because I really do believe we're all collectively losing our minds, and we don't know it's happening. And so we really need to slow down, calm down, and this sounds like a wonderful way to do it.
Without
Nate,
doubt.
there was what you're talking about, and Reatha does this. She walks around with a blindfold on in her house, tripping all over everything, and figures someday I'm right?
No.
but it is, Nate, there's a lot to this, but the skeptics are out there about what the mind can do and accomplish and so on and so forth. And, oh, right, yeah, sure. But, when you start getting into it and you see that it's factual, what we could do is beyond amazing, isn't it, the mind?
Without a doubt. And when we brought this here 20 years ago, you notice you're just hearing about this stuff now because we brought it from Asia, where my brother and I were the very first non-Indonesians to ever learn this art. In all 450 years, they'd only ever trained Indonesian nationals, nobody who was non-Indonesian, until me and my brother. And we got the opportunity to learn the martial arts, the healing arts, combat, but also the Vibravision, which is a multisensory ability that we've now taken 20 years to prove to medicine, to science, optical professionals, and we even have blind people that train in this and do this, vouch for it, and use it on a daily basis because we are so much more than society has given us permission to believe we are.
Yeah.
And,
I
the
totally
thing is,
believe it.
in Indonesia, people they grow up watching people walk around blindfolded and drive cars with the blindfold on or shoot guns or fight blindfolded. And they're just like, yeah, whatever, that's what they do. Because they're
I've seen
that
videos
way.
like that years ago.
Yeah.
Where somebody actually drove a car with, it was all planned and safety factors and everything, but they did a test where he drove a car through a parking lot with, blocks. There was posts and things, and he actually managed his way around the lot without hitting 10 of these little traps. And and he was totally blindfolded, and that was a while back.
Yeah, and a story from myself, I was in Jakarta in 2007 doing some testing and training, and I rode on the back of a motorcycle with a blind man driving. He was blind, and I blindfolded him through Jakarta traffic. We went around the block a couple times. That was enough for me. But I mean, we were going in between cars. I mean, it was nothing planned. It's traffic, and if you've ever been to Asia or seen Asian or Mexican traffic, they don't follow the rules we follow, but they almost never get in an accident.
Nate, wasn't that about the same time you went to the hospital for a heart condition?
No.
I was kidding, Nate. I was kidding. After a ride like that, you'd have a heart condition,
It took me about a month to go, did I really do that? Oh, and then it sunk in. But, yeah.
But, before you got on that...
Can anybody use this technique?
Lisa, yes. This is something that we all have. So what this does is it's a specific methodology of meditation, breath work, body postures, and certain skills and drills that help us develop something that's already inside of us, but we don't have unlocked yet. So it's not something that we're putting in there. It's something that we're unlocking and unleashing. And so some people are able to read print. They could read the text off your cell phone with their eyes taped shut. We've demonstrated this numerous times. And that's part of what this is. But for most people that come and train with us, their sense of connectedness to themselves, to their heart, to their feelings, to the environment around them, to other people, to their intuition, to their higher self, that trumps just being able to see without your eyes. However, with our Vibravision Foundation, our mission is to redefine blindness as we see it, because blind people, and we have roughly 12 million blind people in this country, including 175,000 veterans. This is a skill that helps them regain a sense of freedom that they thought they had lost. And it doesn't require surgery. And it doesn't.
It opens up a new world of vision in a different way.
Absolutely.
Because I notice when you're with someone and you bring them in your house or whatever, and they're blind, it's they take to the environment, the tables, the chairs, and everything. And you think you have to train them, but it's amazing that one sense is lost, but another one is gained, almost even more powerful.
True. One of the most mean things you can do is go into a blind person's house and move stuff. because they know exactly where everything is. You know, when they're in an unfamiliar environment, that's a different story, but especially in their own house, if you move something and don't tell them where you moved it, well, they don't like that very much, I can tell you that. So, you know, one sense opens, yes, but this, we're talking about a conglomeration of all the senses, which there are much more than 5, by the way, and taking these non-visual senses and creating a mental image that you can determine shape, size, color, speed, and direction of travel, a lot of times composition, whether it's wood or it's metal, it's plastic. They've even done testing in Indonesia with radiation. So people having the radio at the Jakarta Nuclear Institute, actually, and they hid vials of radioactive material throughout the building. And the Vibravision people from the Special Forces went through, and they went into the rooms. They found the vials, came down, and put them all out on the table, and they were able to accurately detect most radioactive to least while they were blind.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So this is so interesting, and all the listeners are, you know, like glued to this. Now, what would be a step, just a basic step? I know it's not that simple, but somebody was interested in learning to blindfold himself and have that ability to walk, and I don't know, what would you call it, a radar to sense what's in front of you so you could step around it and not, or step over the hole so you wouldn't trip into it? What would be a couple first practice techniques?
Okay, so the very first thing that I could recommend for anybody to do out there is to be able to, well, first of all, we have a free course. We have a free class where you could go and you could try the energy work that this system has, which is different than anything in the world. You can find that on our website, the Vibravision, that's VIBRAVISION.com, and you can go into the podcast, and it's the very first post. But you can also find us on Facebook under Vibravision Foundation, and it will have the free class there. And you can actually go work out with me for 50 minutes and get your towel ready, because there's going to be some sweat. And you can actually start sensing and feeling your own energy and start feeling the energy of things around you with a very simple exercise that I teach in that free video. But for right now, so if all the listeners out there, if you're driving, don't do this one. If you're flying a plane, don't do this one. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. All right. So I'm going to lead just a very quick mental focus process. So as you breathe in, let your stomach expand. Don't move your chest. Let your stomach expand and draw the air deeply into your lungs. And then as your stomach expands, let that air float up into the top part of your lungs, and then exhale out your mouth like you're whistling, just all the way out. Let your shoulders come down, shoulders come back, spine is straight. Breathe in, let your stomach come out. Breathe in, feel that air traveling in through your nose, underneath your brain, down into your lungs. Bring it all the way up into the top of your lungs, but don't let your shoulders rise. Feel your body. And then exhale like a whistle. As you do, feel this gratitude for every single breath that you get to take. Everyone is a gift. And breathe in and feel your body. Feel your body absorbing this oxygen. Feel it loving this breath. And as you hold your breath, find your relaxation. And as you breathe out, feel that gratitude one more time for your breath. Now I'm going to have everybody out there bring your hands so that they are facing each other about a little bit wider than your shoulders, out in front of you. And just notice, try to be aware of the space in between your hands. Just notice what you feel by paying attention to the space that is there. And as you start to bring it in, notice if you feel anything, any kind of resistance. As you keep your breath going in and out slowly. Some people feel this right off the bat. Other people, it takes a little while, and that's okay.
Interesting. Very interesting.
But as you breathe, and you relax and you feel and you take this moment to be aware, well, you may notice that you're not thinking so much about your stress or stressors. And that's one reason why meditation is so important, because we're so stressed out all the time. And it's been shown, it's proven, it's right in the AMA.gov website that over 80% of all disease is caused by stress. So to take this opportunity to lower our stress actually extends our life.
Oh, totally.
Which is a wonderful thing. So tell us again where that free course is, and then where we can find out more about you and Vibravision.
Awesome.
Vibravision.
Well, yes, Vibra, like vibration, Vibravision.com is our training site. It's our LLC site. But Vibravision.org, that's our foundation site. So anybody who's out there who would like to donate tax deductible for blindness research and neuroscience research that we're doing right now on this and how this works, they could go to Vibravision.org to make a donation. And but Vibravision.com is where you want to go to find out more about what we do, to see the results. I mean, we have people shooting guns, we have people driving go-karts, hitting, batting cages, all blindfolded, and on numerous TV shows. And we've actually been featured on the documentary Superhuman, The Invisible
I saw that.
Made Visible. Yeah. It's number 4 on iTunes right now. And it's it's incredible. It's incredible what the mind can do.
So, Nate, quick question. Now, as you're walking along blindfolded or blind, whatever, is it the vibes, the radar coming from your brain and body going out, meeting this object in front of you, or does the object in front of you emit radiation or whatever you call it, kind of, whatever it has, coming back to you?
Okay, so I love that question. Thank you. That is perfect. So a couple of years ago, we had a doctor of physics come in and evaluate Vibravision. Part of his testimonial is saying that all matter that is above 0 degrees Kelvin, absolute zero, or not 0 degrees Kelvin, above absolute zero, vibrates. It emits some kind of a vibration. Now, through the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and one of his things that I love is that everything that there is vibrates. Everything that vibrates has a frequency, and all frequency carries information. So since everything is vibrating at all times, and we have the sensors and we have the tuner, most of us don't have it tuned right to pick up these vibrations. It's the vibrations and things around us that we're catching with Vibravision. However, it is also possible to bounce our energy off of something, kind of like a bat or a dolphin. That can be done as well. It really depends on the person and how it works with their mind, because we're all different.
So does the name Vibravision kind of relate to the vibration of molecules?
That's exactly what we're doing. That's actually
interesting.
what
I've read about
Indonesia.
that.
Yeah, in Indonesia, the Indonesian term is called ilmu getaran. Now, there's no test on that. You don't need to remember that. But that means the science of vibration, or the spiritual knowledge of vibration. That's what this is all about.
That's so interesting.
Well, Nate, thanks for all this information. I'm definitely going to go to the site and take that free class.
Awesome.
Check it out. And it sounds like it not only is it good for meditation for those of us that are sighted, it sounds like a wonderful tool for those who are not sighted. So
exactly. Yeah.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Nate.
Hopefully we'll be able. Hopefully I'll become a Jedi.
Well, our next workshop for the public, just so everybody is aware, the next workshop for the public is coming up in February. So we only take a select number of people. This is a executive level type experience. It's pretty much white glove, fully catered. I mean, it is an immersion experience in Ogden, Utah. So in February, and you'll see that on the website, and you'll be able to see that on Facebook. Please follow us, everybody, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
just
you so
waving
much
my
for being on the
my
show.
Jedi wand around.
Yes. Awesome.
Well, thank
Wonderful.
you, Nate. You're such a busy guy to take time out of your day to stop on with us older folks. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate it as well. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you, and you too.
Thanks so much.
Well, Reatha, that's not
That's
interesting
a
stuff.
word from our sponsor, and then
Sponsor
we will
time.
be back with Carmelita's Corner.
Carmelita's Corner. You got it.
Welcome to EasyWayBroadcasting.com, your one-stop shop getaway to corporate Hollywood. EasyWay specializes in red carpets and will enhance your experience. EasyWayBroadcasting.com is top-ranked on Alexa and houses the EasyWay TV Film On channel, podcast radio station, and EasyWay magazine. Learn more about the beautiful EasyWay Angels and follow their events calendar. For more information, visit EasyWayBroadcasting.com and click on About Us or call 424-209-9290. Don't forget to subscribe to the website and follow EasyWay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages for amazing updates and opportunities. Remember, that's letter E and letter Z, because, well, we do it the easy way. EasyWay Magazine is your best vehicle to advertise in if you would like to reach a quality database in corporate Hollywood. Not only will you read the stories and enjoy the content, you will also get to interact through social media and get to meet who's featured at the event, as well as get exclusive interviews from your favorite celebrities. EasyWay Magazine is a Los Angeles and Orange County-based magazine, but also reaches an international audience. Subscribe to EasyWay Magazine today by following EasyWay Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or EasyWayBroadcasting.com's website. To advertise, call 424-209-9290 or email contact@easywaybroadcasting.com. That's letter E and letter Z, because we don't do it the hard way. We do it the easy way.
And now, Carmelita's Corner.
Carmelita.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Well, hello there, Radio Land. We made it another day through. And I've got a great guest coming here for you. His name is John Silvers. He's a dynamic motivational speaker, award-winning singer-songwriter, and classically trained professional actor from Los Angeles, California. His parents were both civil rights activists, and in 1964, as the Los Angeles chapter leader of CORE, the Congress of Racial Equality, his father, Arthur Silvers, worked closely with Dr. Martin Luther King to help bring about social change. John is of mixed racial heritage, and his original song, Black, White, and Red, White, and Blue, is about being multicultural in America. It took first place in the Inner City Cultural Center's songwriting competition. Like his own heritage, John's music is a blend. He is a master storyteller, and his songs embody the spirit of the singer-songwriter of the 1970s, combined with the additional influences of pop, rock, blues, and soul. John comes from a musical family. He is related to the members of the popular R&B group, the Silvers. As an actor, John is a graduate of the Theater Arts Academy at Los Angeles City College. He also received an MFA in classical acting from the Professional Theater Training Program at the University of Delaware. He's performed both nationally and internationally to great critical acclaim, and his intention as an artist is to be a catalyst for the experience of the higher vibration of love. Speaking of vibration, we just got through hearing about that. And I mentioned that he's also a gifted speaker. It's one of the things that he is aspiring to do more of as a motivational speaker, and I have mentioned that he needs to get in contact with what's going on with the EasyWay Wall of Fame. to promote his platform. So on that note, let's welcome John Silvers.
Hello.
Welcome, John.
Hello, Carmelita. Welcome to you, or thank you for the welcome, I should say. It's great to be here.
Yes, John, I think maybe you need to get a little closer to the speaker. You need the volume up a little more.
Okay, no problem. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just maybe if you project a little more. But we're going to do something different that I've never done on Carmelita's Corner before, and we're going to have your live performance.
Yeah.
And the very song that we talked about, which is kind of a ballad, and I thought that it was appropriate to invite you during the month when we acknowledge the veterans, because it's all part of Americana. Actually, originally would have liked to have had you on during July when we officially celebrate the red, white, and blue. But, celebrating what America is all about and honoring the veterans is still inclusive of that. And the reason why I believe that acknowledging our heritage is plural can actually help bring us closer together. And many people are not aware, but we all come from the same DNA, which originated in Africa from the original Eve. She's also referred to as Lucy if you study anthropology. So that really brings us together, and we are more connected than we realize. And I'm happy that you, as I, recognize our multicultural heritage, because I think that makes us unique as full-blooded Americans. So can you, basically I've already explained to them the story of what you're about to unveil to them now with this black, white, and red, white, and blue.
Well, yes, thank you for that introduction to the song, and can you hear me pretty well now? I'm speaking
yes.
up. Okay, great. So Black, White, and Red, White, and Blue is a song that I wrote about being multiracial and being an American, and it's just, I would say it's a song about being mixed without being mixed up, is my take on it.
I like that.
So, I think I should just play it and let everyone experience hearing it, and I think the song should pretty much speak for itself. So here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we are. I am a black man. I'm a white man too. I'm all American, just like you, just like you. There's no conflict in my heart over which is my better part. You see, I don't wonder who's right, whom I should love and whom I should fight. I am a white man. I'm a red man too. I'm all American, just like you, oh, just like you. There's a harmony in me I know can prevail in society, and freedom will fill our land the more that we trust our fellow man. I'm black, white, and red, red, white, and blue. You can cannot hate me and love yourself too. 'Cause you're part of me and I'm part of you. Oh, oh, oh. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. Look into my eyes, yes, I'm your brother, brother. Under this great blue sky, we've got to care for each other. The earth is our mother, we believe the same color. Let's love each other right now. Ha! I'm a red man, black and white man too. I'm all American, just like you, just like you. I have chosen to be free of any single social category. If there's one thing you want me to be, then you're missing the beauty of me. I'm your brother, brother. Under this great blue sky, we've got to care for each other. The earth is our mother, we believe the same color. Let's love each other right now. Oh, let's love right now. Yeah, yeah. I'm black, white, and red. Red, white, and blue. If you love yourself, then you can love me too. 'Cause you're part of me and I'm part of you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. Oh, oh, red, white, and black, white, and blue. Black, white, and red, white, and blue. Oh, oh, oh. Black, white, and red, white. Black, black, and red, and white, and red, and black, and white, and red, and blue, and black, and white, and red, and blue, and yellow, purple. Any color will do. Black, white, and red, white, and blue.
Well, thank you, John, for that beautiful song, and may the message resonate and bring awareness to everyone that all the colors are beautiful and that we are one American.
Yes.
Period.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm glad you did that. And are you working on any more songs?
Oh, yes, all the time. I have plenty of music. I've been writing songs for 40 years. That song was actually written over 30 years ago. It's surprising and somewhat disheartening that it's so relevant today. It would be nice if a song like that didn't resonate so deeply today, although I love the fact that people seem to connect with it. But, this is a topic, racial harmony in our country and around the world, that is obviously very much in the news today and has been an issue for us as a country for over 300 years. So I'm just wanting to stand in the footsteps or walk in the footsteps of my parents, who are both civil rights leaders and civil rights activists, and use music and art and speaking and step into being in a place where I can share my perspective. I don't claim to be the end and, should I say, the be-all and end-all when it comes to having all the answers. But if we don't talk about these things and we don't bring them up and discuss them, they'll just get swept under the carpet, and we'll continue to do the same things that haven't worked for 300 years. So I'm looking forward to getting out into the world as a speaker and sharing my perspective, being a multicultural person. And, my experience, Carmelita, has been that when I first went into acting professionally, the very first advice I got from someone who was a person who claimed to be in the know about the world of acting was that her advice to me was, do not tell people that I'm black. Let them, my heritage is mixed, as I mentioned. So my mother is white and Jewish, Romanian, Russian, Polish descent. And when I mentioned that to this particular person, as well as the fact that I'm black, African American, and other things as well, the first thing she said to me was, let me give you some advice. Don't tell people that you're black. Just tell them that you're Jewish. And that really kind of shook me up because it was right off the bat being told that I should only identify with one element of who I am. And I've dealt with that sentiment many times in my lifetime, and I refuse to do that. I refuse to just look at myself in one way, and I just think that that's important for me as a human being to be able to acknowledge and accept all of who I am.
Well, I can share your sentiment, John. Years ago, when I was a whole lot younger than I am now, I think like most Americans had a few aspirations of being on film and stage, and some of that did come about. But people who obviously know me, there's no question, of my African ancestry, but then everybody doesn't always recognize it because of the fairness of my complexion. And I went out for an interview to be in a black movie, and when I arrived, the agent didn't want to include me, and I had to prove to her, that I had African ancestry. So it has been a dilemma. You're either, you're too white to be black and too black to be white, and people just can't understand that you can be all of it. I mean, why can't you be everything that you are? What's wrong with that? I mean, I've never understood what the problem is, but our culture, unfortunately, has stigmatized the black part of our ancestry, and it's almost made it like a taboo. And I think it's time for that to change. I mean, I'm really kind of, I guess you could almost say horrified that we still have to celebrate the first black this or the first black that. I mean, it should just be something that's acceptable. I mean, it just should be part of being American, and we shouldn't always have to identify ourselves by our color because, like I said, all the colors are beautiful.
I totally agree. I think back to a very interesting experience I had back in 1997 when I was working in the theater in New York City. And at that time, there was a debate between Robert Brustein, who was the head of the Yale Drama Department and a very well-known theater critic, and the great black American playwright August Wilson, who is known to have the most well-known plays about the black experience in America. And this was a very well-publicized debate because August Wilson, who happened to be part white and part black, but only identified with his black culture, he basically made a statement that black actors should only play roles written for black actors, and it upset a lot of people in the theater. He said more than that. That's not the only thing he was saying, but there ended up being this debate at Town Hall in 1997. I was there, and I asked the question that was read to him and to to Mr. Brustein by the moderator, and basically asked where I fit in the American theater, given my cultural background being so mixed. And I was asked at one point by the moderator to stand up, and if I would be willing to stand up, because they wanted to determine whether or not I was white enough to be white or black enough to be black, and whether I really could choose one or the other, which is what August Wilson was suggesting that I do, without actually seeing me. And I wouldn't stand up because I wasn't willing to let 1,500 strangers weigh in on whether or not I could, what I could and couldn't do. And it was a very pivotal moment for me because, that was very, very emotional for me. And I talk about that in my upcoming keynote performances that I'll be doing. I'm doing a really nice combination of speaking and acting and music all together as a way of having a platform and a format for sharing these stories that I have. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'd love to tell you more about it when I get that together within the next few months, because it's going to be something that I'm offering that I want people to be able to know about. So.
Well, I think it's an aspect of being American and the journey that people of mixed heritage have had to share. There was a specific group dedicated to people, who've had these issues called MASC, which stands for Multiracial Adults of Southern California. But most people who have African ancestry, they only acknowledge the African and they forget about everybody else, which has been kind of a dilemma. But that was based partially on the cultural observation that was initiated by Thomas Jefferson. And it was really based on socialization and had really nothing to do with genealogy. In other words, they wanted you to step back so that the power structure that be could prevail. And we still are dealing with the systemic racism that we all suffer one way or the other, including those people who perpetrate the racism. They don't realize it, but they are also victims. So as a nation, we really, really do need to come together. And like you said, let's bring it out from underneath the rug. Let's expose it. Let's heal it. Let's put the light on it and let people see that have been blinded to it. And, I just want to give a little quick another experience. When I was teaching in Northridge, in my classroom, it was so funny because the youngsters came up to me. They actually had been having a debate about my ancestry, and I actually heard them through the door one day when I was in the restroom after I had visited a classroom and I left, and the school was a predominantly white school. And I heard them say, "What is Mrs. Pittman?" And they couldn't figure it out. And then actually one day, the kids came up to me. I say kids, meaning my students. They said, "Mrs. Pittman, we're having a debate. The black kids say you're black, the white ones say you're white, and the Mexicans, because my maternal heritage is from Mexico, so I speak Spanish fluently. For those people who are not aware, that's part of my heritage, and that's why I have the name Me llamo Carmelita." But it was so funny to me because they were having this debate. So I told them, I said, "Well, you go back and you tell them that they are all correct." I'm all of it. I'm everything that I am. And I think it'll come to the time when people will recognize and be proud of all of their heritage. They shouldn't be ashamed of anything. They should celebrate all of it.
Well, Carmelita, I just wanted to take a quick moment, if I could, just to respond to what you're saying, because I really appreciate it. And, what you mentioned about the perpetrators of racism, that perpetration of that hurts them as much as the people that they're perpetrating it against. I just want to mention that my grandmother, I met her one time in my lifetime. This is my mom's mother. And the reason I met her only once was because she disowned my mother, who was a white woman in the mid to late 50s when she married let me speak more clearly. My mother and father married in the mid 50s, 1950s, and her mother disowned her at that time and never spoke to her again. Hence, I only met her one time. But for me to deny that person, my grandmother, who I only met once, is part of who I am, is not what I want to do. I don't want to say I'm white, but I disown this person who disowned me. I have to accept and embrace her as part of who I am, and that brings me to what you said about systemic racism. Systemic racism is something that's in our society, but we are the society. I am the society. You are the society. It's not somewhere outside of us where we can say, oh, yes, it's those people over there that are the racists. I have to accept whatever degree of racism is in me because it's part of our heritage. As Americans, it's ingrained in us to think ways that don't really work, and I'm looking at myself first and foremost, where can I eradicate, where can I recognize that I'm having certain thoughts that are not in line with what I know to be the truth, which is that we are all just as important. We all have rights, and we all have the need for love and to be loved and all the things that every human being should be able to experience. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know how much time we have left, but I wanted to have an opportunity to say that because that means a lot to me.
Well, John, I think that is a note that we can also end our journey today with and give people something to think about. And may this country heal, and may it come together and be unified, because a house divided cannot stand. And I want to thank you for being a guest, a great guest, a very unique guest and unique song.
Thank you,
and may it awaken the people. And we're going to get on what I call my horse, and you can use your horse, or as Reatha says, her Ferrari, and we're going to ride off now into the sunset. And I want to thank you again. And is there a way how people can reach you?
I think the best way right now, as I'm getting things set up, is just to look me up on Facebook, John Silvers, Silvers. Feel free to contact me, and I'm going to be putting together programs that I can reach out to you and give you the information about. Also, a quick plug for my daughter, Joey May Silvers, who's a beautiful singer-songwriter who just released her first song called Forevermore, and you can look up that on any platform, music platform. Her name is Joey May, Joie-May, and the song is called Forevermore. She wrote it and sang it, and I'm very proud of her.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing it, John. And the door is open to you and to her to be a guest.
Thank you so much, Carmelita.
The Easy Way Broadcasting Network.
Yeah, and we're back. And
we are
Jim,
back.
we're really out of time, actually.
You know,
so,
we both have very, and I have to pat our backs because we do come up. I've been reviewing. We do have some really good gems and reports here, Tech Time, and everything. It's because we have the the shows on archive, and you go back and hear some of this stuff. It's really informative. So. Yeah, we are kind of out of town. Had some interesting things. I could just leave that prejudice issue. The way I call it is, my own words, is prejudice is one of man's greatest losses. And, you know, for all of us, you got to remember, prejudice omits love, as far as I'm concerned, and that's one of the keys to heaven, right, Reatha?
Absolutely.
Yeah, love your neighbor. Don't forget this prejudice stuff. You know, forget it, because
it's
day come
the Bible makes it very clear that everybody's your neighbor. It's not just the person that lives next door. It's not just the person who looks like you, but everybody is your neighbor, and we're supposed to love our neighbors.
That's, to me, I say what somebody asked me one time, what's the meaning of life? I just give them one word. I said love. But with that, Reatha, I guess it's time to rock and roll with Radio Boomers Live, or well, maybe we say that at the beginning of the show. Now it's time to drift away here until next Monday morning. Reatha and I will be here with Radio Boomers Live and keep you updated on everything. And what do you think, Reatha? Sayonara time.
It's time to move on, but we will be back next Monday morning, 10 a.m., or check out our archive shows. There, you can just Google and on Roku and Apple and all kinds of places. Just look for Radio Boomers Live, and Jim and I will be able to give you our little gems and our little tips any time of the day or night. But we will be back next Monday, 10 a.m.
We'll be back. Easy Way Broadcasting, and we've got a lot of stuff for you guys. A lot of stuff. So until then,
so we'll see you then.
And we'll see you then. Radio Boomers Live out.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live.
with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.